Club members, welcome back to the Fletchcast. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I want to go back to Stephen A. Smith and the National Association of Black Journalists because something about this story has been bothering me, and the more I think about it, the more extraordinary I think it is. We talked about this before. I told you that one of the problems in the African American community is African Americans publicly attacking other African Americans. I believe that. I still believe it. But there's another issue here, and frankly, club members, this one may be even more disturbing. A group of African American journalists is criticizing Stephen A. Smith, an African American journalist, because they believe he has been too critical of African American women. Think about that. Don't run past it. These are black journalists, people whose entire profession is based upon asking questions, challenging people, criticizing people, holding people accountable. And apparently when the subject becomes African American women, criticism itself is suddenly a problem. What kind of standard is that? Are African American women sitting in some pristine glass house on a crystal throne where everybody else can be criticized, but they're off limits? Come on, that's ridiculous. And before somebody clips this and says, Michael Fletcher is attacking African American women, no. Listen to what I'm actually saying. African American women deserve protection from racism. They deserve protection from discrimination. They deserve equal opportunity. They deserve dignity. They deserve respect. But they do not deserve immunity from criticism. Nobody does. Not African American men, not African American women, not white people, not Jewish people, not Latino people, not Asian people, not multicultural people. Nobody. And this is where this entire argument starts becoming almost incomprehensible to me. Because if you're demanding equality, then equality includes something you may not particularly enjoy, equal criticism. You can't have it both ways. You cannot say, treat African American women exactly like everybody else, and then 5 minutes later say, except you can't criticize African American women the way you criticize everybody else. Which is it? Pick one. Because you can't demand equality and simultaneously demand an exemption from one of the basic consequences of equality. That's a double standard. And when you try to defend that double standard, you start sounding dumb. You start sounding duplicitous. And frankly, you start sounding sanctimonious. Let me turn the argument around. Suppose Fox News ran a story tomorrow saying, the National Association of Black Journalists criticized a group of white supremacists. Therefore, NABJ is racist against white people. What would you say? You'd laugh. You should laugh, because that's ridiculous. Criticizing a group of white people who happen to be white supremacists isn't racism against white people. You're criticizing their conduct, their beliefs, their arguments. The fact that they're white doesn't suddenly make criticism of them racist. So why does the intellectual standard change when we're talking about African American women? It shouldn't. If Stephen A. Smith criticizes a particular African American woman, there are legitimate questions you can ask. Was Stephen A. right? Was he wrong? Was his criticism factual? Was it fair? Did he apply the same standard to somebody else? Did he go too far? Was there something about his criticism that actually was discriminatory? Fine, have that debate. That's what journalists are supposed to do. But simply saying, Stephen A. Smith keeps criticizing African American women, that's not an argument, that's an observation. You still have to explain why the criticism was wrong. And club members, that distinction matters. Rahm Emanuel just gave us a perfect example. Look at Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel is Jewish. His father was born in Jerusalem. His family has deep connections to Israel. And Rahm Emanuel recently went to Tel Aviv University in Israel and gave a speech that was extraordinarily critical of the Netanyahu government's policies. He criticized the government. He criticized policies involving the West Bank. He criticized the direction in which he believes the Israeli government is taking the country. And here's the line from Emanuel that I absolutely love. True friends tell each other the truth. Think about that. True friends tell each other the truth. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Israeli. But I'm fairly certain Rahm Emanuel didn't suddenly become anti-Semitic because he disagrees with Benjamin Netanyahu. That's ridiculous. And I'm not an African-American woman. But I'm equally certain Stephen A. Smith didn't suddenly become a racist because he criticized some African-American women. Criticism isn't hatred. Criticism isn't racism. Criticism isn't sexism. Sometimes criticism is just criticism. And sometimes the person inside your community is exactly the person who should be willing to tell you something you don't want to hear. Now, some of you are going to catch me here, because club members who watched my last episode are probably saying, "Wait a minute, Michael. Didn't you just tell us Ronald Reagan had this right? Didn't you just tell us about the Republican 11th commandment, thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican?" Yep, I did. And I meant it. And I still mean it. So am I contradicting myself? No. Because there's a difference between criticism and destruction. There's a difference between accountability and attack. There's a difference between solidarity and silence. If another club member is wrong, tell them they're wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If I say something stupid, tell me, "Michael, that was stupid." That's fine. I've said this forever. Leadership requires honesty. Communities require standards. What I'm saying is, don't take every disagreement and turn it into an opportunity to publicly destroy somebody who is standing next to you. Those are two completely different things. And this is where the African American community worries me. I'm 100% multicultural. You guys know that. But I'm also half African American. And I worry deeply about the African American community. Deeply. I worry about the lack of leadership. I worry about our inability to act collectively. I worry about African American men attacking African American women. African American women attacking African American men. Black politicians attacking other black politicians. Black journalists attacking black journalists. Everybody is fighting everybody. And then we wonder why we can't move collectively. At some point, somebody has to say, enough. And club members, this is the warning for us. The multicultural community cannot make this mistake. We cannot. Being a club member has to mean something. We support each other. We defend each other against unfair attacks. We create opportunities for each other. We do business with each other. We celebrate each other's success. And yes, we tell each other the truth. Because here's the rule I want club members to understand. Protect club members from unfair attacks. Never demand protection from fair criticism. Those are not contradictory. That's what a mature community does. If another club member is wrong, tell them. If they're being discriminated against, defend them. If they're being unfairly attacked, stand beside them. If they're doing something stupid, tell them to stop doing something stupid. True friends tell each other the truth. But don't confuse telling somebody the truth with trying to destroy them. And don't confuse supporting somebody with pretending they're never wrong. Because neither one builds a community. That's the lesson. African American women are not above criticism. African American men aren't above criticism. Stephen A. Smith isn't above criticism. The NABJ isn't above criticism. Michael Fletcher isn't above criticism. Nobody is. The standard should be simple. Is the criticism fair? Is it factual? Is it honest? And are we applying the same standard to everybody? Because once we start creating special rules depending upon somebody's race or gender, we've already lost the argument. Club members, we're trying to build something, a real community, a powerful community, a community that recognizes that our shared multicultural experience connects millions and millions of people who traditionally haven't thought of themselves as belonging to the same group. That's an extraordinary opportunity. Don't screw it up by repeating the mistakes of everybody who came before us. I'm Michael Fletcher. This is the Fletchcast. Like and subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you.